Welcome to my ultimate guide on how to get the Zombies Master Camo Dark Aether. First, we're going to start off by going over some of the basics. Obviously, if you know the basics, you can skip ahead. With that being said, our first topic is going to be the best places to run laps. Currently, the only map out is Die Machine, so we'll go over where my favorite places are to run laps on this map. If you're playing solo or with multiple people, the clear best place to run laps, in my opinion, is a spawn area. It has plenty of open space and barely any obstacles to get caught up on. The spot is even better when you play with multiple people. From my experience so far, it seems like whoever runs the laps in the spawn area receives a majority of the zombie spawns. The one downside, depending on how you look at it, is you usually get all of the elite spawns also. But like I said, it could be a blessing in disguise depending on if you need to do the elite challenge or the challenge for the elite eliminations. The other two places to run laps are the wing/plane, which is located by Juggernog, or the pond, which is by Quick Revive. Turning on power. You can do one of two options here. Either stay in spawn until about round 7 or 8 and farm up points, then go turn on the power and upgrade/pack-a-punch, or you can get the power turned on by round 5-ish. If you're working on launchers or special weapons, I suggest you try and get the power on ASAP, as majority of the launchers are pretty weak in the beginning rounds without being upgraded or pack-a-punched, for example the M79. If you're working on any other weapon, you can easily stay in the spawn as long as the gun is doing decent damage. My second recommendation is doing what I call the coffin Easter egg. Once you turn on the power and build the pack-a-punch machine, it is very simple to do. If you do not know how to do it, there will be a link in the description to a video showing you how to. There are two reasons why I recommend completing this Easter egg. The first reason is you are always gifted Juggernog, which is 2,500 more points you'll have towards buying other perks, pack-a-punching your weapon, or upgrading your weapon. The second reason is if you time it right, you can get a legendary or epic weapon. This will help you take out the elites faster, or if you want, you can just work on whatever legendary weapon or whatever the box gives you in terms of the weapon. Again, this takes maybe 2 minutes to complete at max. I highly recommend doing it. With that being said, let's hop into the camo breakdown. There are 7 camos to unlock for each weapon: Grunge, Liquid, Brushstroke, Vintage, Fauna, Topography, and Infection. The challenges vary between certain weapon classes. For instance, assault rifles, sub and light machine guns, tactical rifles, snipers, pistols, and shotguns all have the same requirements, while the launcher/special weapon have certain challenges, and the melee has its own set of challenges. For the main bulk of weapons here, the requirements are: for Grunge, 2,500 zombie kills; Liquid, 2,500 critical kills, which are headshots; Brushstroke, 2,500 kills while pack-a-punched; Vintage, 15 elite eliminations; Fauna, 10 kills rapidly 10 times; Topography, 3 or more critical kills rapidly 25 times; Infection, 20 or more consecutive kills without getting hit 10 times. The challenges for the launchers and special weapons are: Grunge, 1,500 zombie kills; Liquid, kill 2 or more enemies rapidly 50 times; Brushstroke, kill 5 or more enemies with a single shot 750 times. At the time of recording this might have changed. I'm not too sure what it changed to, but it looks like they might have decreased it. I finished all the brushstrokes for all the launchers, so I'm not exactly, like I said, too sure what they changed it to, but it seems like they decreased it in the last update. But next is Vintage, 2,500 zombie kills while pack-a-punch; Fauna, 10 elite eliminations; Topography, 10 kills rapidly 10 times; Infection, 20 or more consecutive kills without getting hit 10 times. And lastly, the challenges for the melee are: Grunge, 750 kills; Liquid, 50 kills against zombies who are disoriented by stuns, monkey bombs, or decoys; Brushstroke, 750 kills while pack-a-punch; Vintage, 15 kills against enemies who are affected by Frost Blast, Ring of Fire, or Aether Shot active; Fauna, 10 elite eliminations; Topography, 10 kills rapidly 10 times; Infection, 20 or more consecutive kills without getting hit 10 times. Now that we've broken down the basics, let's jump into my tips and tricks on what I believe is the most efficient and quickest way to grind for Dark Aether. But after you decided where you want to run laps, a plan on when you want to turn on power, and a weapon you want to do first, our first topic will cover assault, tactical, and sniper rifles, sub and light machine guns, pistols, and shotguns. Since I outlined the challenges for each of the 7 camos earlier, I will refer to just the corresponding name of the camo when referring to their challenges. The camo challenges for these weapons are very easily and self-explanatory, so I won't go into that much depth here. But the problem with these, or at least the main problem that I've noticed, is leveling up to level 50 to unlock the final camo, which is the infection camo. Leveling up from 1 to 30 seems like a breeze, and usually what I've found, you can get up to at least mid-20s in one good game. The key is aiming for critical kills, which are just headshots. This will not only increase your XP gained, but also help you knock out the liquid camo at the same time. This is easily done with the use of Deadshot Daiquiri, but we'll go over that more when I break down the favorite camos for each weapon category. But like I said, the pain is getting those last 10 to 15 levels of the weapon. Especially since there are no double XP weapon tokens currently in the game, you have two options to grind for weapon levels. You can either A, play multiplayer, which does increase weapon level a lot faster, but is a lot more stressful for people who aren't the greatest at multiplayer, or B, play zombies, but the trick is to exfil or just die by round 26, as you seem to gain more XP in the earlier rounds compared to the later rounds for killing the same number of zombies. If you choose to play multiplayer to level up your weapons faster, I recommend playing Fireteam Dirty Bomb, as you do gain a lot more XP and overall XP compared to other game modes. This isn't a glitch or an exploit. It just seems Treyarch just decided to give this mode more XP modifiers compared to other game modes. At the time of making this video, there is a double weapon XP for Thanksgiving, so make sure you definitely take advantage of that right now. At the moment, what I'm doing is just focusing leveling up the guns to their max levels or to level 50 or whatever the final camo is, and then come back and polish off whatever challenges I need to do. Like I said, the most pain in the ass in terms of this grind is the weapon levels and getting them up to that last level to unlock the last challenge. So I definitely recommend just grinding out all the levels you can right now, and then worry about doing the challenges at a later date when double XP is gone. But with that being said, let's hop into my must-have perks for these weapon classes. My must-have perks for the weapons are Juggernog, which like I said, you can get for free from completing the Coffin Easter egg. The extra health it gives you is a must in zombies. The next perk is Stamina, which is pretty self-explanatory, but it basically is just a lot easier to maneuver around your trains, especially in the later rounds. Next one is Deadshot Daiquiri, which is basically an in-game aimbot for zombies. It automatically puts your sight and crosshairs onto the zombie's head when you go to ADS, but the trick is to quickly tap on your ADS button so it continues to snap to the zombie's head. As you can see, I'll put an example up on the screen here. It makes getting critical headshots 1,000 times easier and killing out your whole train 1,000 times easier. This next perk is a must-have for snipers and light machine guns, which is Speed Cola. Obviously, everyone knows what it does, but if you don't, it increases your reload speed immensely and is needed for weapons like the Pellington and M60. Those perks are just my must-haves for the weapon class mentioned. Yes, there are other perks that are nice to have, but I do not believe they're must-haves for these weapons. For field upgrades, my recommendation is going either the Aether Shroud, which makes you invisible for zombies for up to 8 seconds, which can help you immensely when you get cornered. You just activate it and the zombies will run away. You have 8 seconds to regain your bearings and then go back to killing some zombies. My second recommendation is Ring of Fire, which greatly increases your damage when you're inside the specified area after activating. This is especially nice in terms of using launchers and special weapons, which we're actually going to get to right now. So with that being said, launcher and special weapons, when I was completing these challenges, the hardest camo to unlock was Brushstroke for all three of them. But after the recent update, it looks like they might have decreased the challenge from 750 to I believe about 300. I'm not too sure if that's the right number. But from what my friends said, it seems about 300 for them, or their counter says 300. But again, I'm not too sure as I completed all three brushstroke challenges for the launchers. But I don't know if it's glitched out. It could also be just glitched out, or they actually changed it. I'm not too sure. So it's just grinding out those three weapons as quick as possible to take advantage of it. This weapon class is very simple otherwise. Just let your trains get to a decent size and mow them down with the extra explosive weapons you have, or extra explosives you have from upgrading the weapon and pack-a-punching it. Most of the challenges, again, are kind of self-explanatory, so if you have any questions on anything up to this point of the video, just leave a comment and I'll reply as soon as I see it. With that in mind, I believe that this weapon class is very reliant on the perks you choose. So with that in mind, let's hop into what my must-have perks are for this class. I highly recommend the use of the usual Juggernaut, of course, for the increased health. But other than that, my other recommendations are Quick Revive and Speed Cola / Stamina. I highly recommend Quick Revive because I frequently damage myself. If you find yourself frequently damaging yourself with explosives AoE damage, Quick Revive in this game gives you quicker health regen, especially, I believe you actually have to upgrade it to tier 3. Um, but it gives you quicker health regen, which is a must-have for this weapon class. The third perk, I believe, is a toss-up, depending on what you like. For me, I preferred Stamina when completing these challenges for the quicker movement speed. I just like to maneuver around my trains a lot quicker. Especially for the Sigma and RPG, speed is nice to have, but like I said, or sorry, speed cola is nice to have for the Sigma and RPG, and snipers, but like I said, it really depends on your play style. I prefer stamina in this point. The field upgrade recommendation for this is purely Ring of Fire, especially if you're going above round 26. It seems like no matter the pack-a-punch level or tier of your weapon upgrade, the zombies take multiple rockets or grenades to kill. Using Ring of Fire will help you also annihilate the elites a lot faster. If you don't know, Ring of Fire increases your damage when inside the specified area. Next up, our last weapon class is Melee. Surprisingly, when I was grinding out the levels, this is one of the easier weapons to complete when I upgraded and pack-a-punched. It shoots through the elites and one hits all zombies, basically all the way up to like mid-20s. In terms of the vintage camo challenges, I recommend running the Aether Shroud, which is the easiest, where it was the easiest for me when completing this set of camos. Next camo posed a small challenge, which was Infection. I'll show an example on the screen of what you want to do right before you knife. But what you want to do is you want to pull your character back so you don't get the long animation of when the knife gets stuck inside the zombie and he has to wiggle it out. The animation you want to get is just a quick slash across the zombie and it kills him right away. This, along with stamina, will make this set of challenges a lot easier. With that being said, though, let's look at my favorite perks for this class. My 3 must-haves are stamina, like I just stated, for the quicker movement speed, Juggernaut, which is must-haves for all my classes. But again, that increased health is amazing, and Quick Revive for the increased health regen. Other than that, other than the 2 camos mentioned, the knife was extremely easy to complete. But after breaking down each weapon class and what to do in game, I think we should also take a look at the attachments for the weapons you use. Me personally, I prefer to have increased movement speed on all my weapons. This just makes it a lot easier to maneuver around the map and get yourself out of sticky situations. Another approach which I haven't seen that drastic of a difference is to run attachments that increase salvage drop. Like I said, for the almost 2 days I have played on Zombies, I have not noticed that big of a difference between the drop of rates that warrant the use of those attachments over the ones that increase your speed. So I highly recommend equipping attachments that increase your character's overall speed when using that weapon. Another tip that I suggest looking out for is the wall buys. As majority of guns are already upgraded, they're at least common when presented as a wall buy, which is just less scrap or salvage you need to use towards upgrading your weapons, and you can use towards getting armor or getting other stuff in the game. Other than that, it pretty much sums up my total guide for Dark Aether. Obviously, it takes a lot of in-game grinding, but I think it's totally worth it, especially if you're planning on going for one of the master camos. I think Dark Aether looks 10 times better than the multiplayer camo. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. If you have any other questions or any questions regarding Dark Aether guide, please feel free to leave a comment and I'll reply as soon as I can. But again, thank you guys for watching and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys next time.